Right, this is going to be possibly a long form video on the software that I've been developing best part of 6 years now, for trading, that is. There's a bit of history in this software, just so everyone is up to speed on the background of what it is. I developed some code back in 2011, so it's over 11 years ago, the original code, and it was designed to do algorithmic trading, very much in alignment with the type of stuff that Michael does with his price action theory, but I based it on Renko instead of open, high, low, closed candles. I worked on that for 3 years, and then I switched it on, and it was making 4% a week, and then the markets changed and it went a little bit flat. This was in 2016. And I switched it off, and I started going on different courses trying to understand the markets, and I joined a few groups and joined the wrong groups, got ripped off in my eyes. And it wasn't till 2020 that I found Michael, but that's a story for another day. The software that I started to build was around trade execution and trade management. It's all hooked into MetaTrader. So anyone using MetaTrader to place their trades can use this software, and it morphed into what became known as the kill switch at the time, which is it was designed to slow traders down and protect their capital. So it had behavior, risk and behavior management built into it as part of the core, and you had these profiles that you had to jump through. So it was all based on experience. Everyone started at the same level, so your risk would be set at a certain percentage, and you can go higher than that risk until a certain number of trades and you hadn't broken rules, and then risk parameters would open up, and you carry on through this process until you got up to from beginner to advanced. That was back in 2018, 2019. The code base for that was finished in December 2019, and then I really stopped doing any more coding on that throughout 2020. There were a few changes, but I was partnered with another guy at the time who eventually we went separate ways through kind of just described as difference of opinion, and I kept all the code because it was my code anyway, and he kept all his marketing stuff and all his traders, and we just went our separate ways. So the code, I rebranded the software as Trade Guardian. That's why you see that symbol on my avatar. That's my trademark. That's my name whenever I'm trading. So my real name's Ian, but whenever you find me on the internet, I'll come across me come across this logo. That's me in the background, Trade Guardian, but it's my software that I built, and I always intended on getting it out to traders. So I had originally, when it's called the Kill Switch, 200 traders using it, and those that used it under duress were consistent, and all these problems that I keep seeing, and they always crop up. I'm not consistent. I'm having problems, over trading, things like that. This software was designed to combat that, but it was too draconian in its the way it works. So going through a phase of changing things slightly and focusing more on it. It's got to be a tool that provides value, and that is in the risk management, which is position calculation effectively, and trade execution, which is the core of the product. And from my own personal experience as a trader, I'm very busy during the day. I have contractual work that I do for big businesses, and I don't have the time to manage trades. So an area that I'm working on at the moment is this trade management section that you've got here on the software side of things. And what that's going to do is automate the scaling out or even scaling in of trades. So it's process at the end of the day, and that's how it should be. And I've built workflow into the software. I'm currently in the process of testing that on my own demo accounts right now. I'm not doing it on live accounts. I've not traded live accounts for a while since I'm doing all these changes. And what you do is this software hooks into any MetaTrader account. It's on a machine local to your laptop, desktop, or a virtual private server. I recommend VPS is the way forwards for this because it's always on. You place your trades as you normally would. So the software calculates the risk, the position size, and you execute it based on whatever your trading models are. And then Michael calls it pay the trader. Having a position or a point on price where you want to take something off. To me, that's workflow, and I've automated that in the code. So you place a trade, and then you set your positions where you say you want to take 80% off or 20%, and keep doing that. You input all that information into the trade that you've got open, and it manages it for you. So when price hits that target, it will take that, say, 80% off the trade and carry on. So you can it does all break evens, move the stops, does all that for you, and you don't have to be at the chart constantly waiting for a price. You can just get on with your day and forget about it. Leave the software running in the background, and it'll manage the trade for you. So that's the whole idea behind it. And then there's these other tools, and I plan on building these tools to kind of enrich, add value to a trader's tool set that they can kind of hook these things in. So things like rules as well is another one. We're constantly breaking rules when we're trading, and we only want to be trading at certain times of the day. It could be around news, things like that. Well, we can plug these rules in, and these can be configurable. So this is something else that I'm working on at the moment, and it shuts down all the buttons for placing trades and things like that. And then you got indications saying, look, you're outside your rules boundary, so you shouldn't really be trading right now. So that's the concept behind that. And then exponential risk algo is one of the solution. It's like a tool that I can plug in. So when you've got a successful number of trades, you can increase or decrease your risk amount on each trade. And the concept behind all this is that we can stick rocket fuel on the take profits by managing those risks, and it's all just computational. It's algorithmic, it's rules based, and you allow the software to do all this stuff for you, and then you just focus on the strategy and the execution at that point. So all these things are designed to kind of plug into this core product that I'm building at the moment. So I'm focused really on these three boxes that you see here: position calculation, trade execution, and trade management right now. And if we just jump across very quickly, give me a second while I transition. I'll figure out how to do it. So let me shrink this down a little bit so I can squeeze it in. I've got a big screen here, you see, so I have to shrink it. There we go. Right. So here's the software when you first come into it, and I think we'll talk a little bit about this because this is like a live analytics dashboard, and this is all based off what's going on your MT4 account right now. You can see we have profiles. So I've just resettled this now, just to demonstrate this in action. You have all these different profiles as you come in, and this is the bit that I'm looking to tweak right now because it needs to be configurable to the trader. At the moment, it's all kind of hard coded. It's on a database, but I want the trader to be in control of all these settings. And it's all about having a data size, effectively, that you can look back on and analyze later on. So there's analytics that will come out of all this information eventually. But the data is collected locally on your machine, so I can plug these things in later. It's not a problem. The main thing is I've focused on those three core components right now. So as you come in, you've got like a beginner risk trader, and you've got different profiles. That's this risk profile information that you see here. And you have to do a certain number of trades before you go up to the next level. And this is the whole idea, is that you open your risk up, and the more experience and consistency that you get, and the more confident you get in your own trading. It's designed to help you with that. And then from the right side of this, you've got some loss management. Again, these are hard coded right now, and they're in the database, but I want to make these configurable because it's going to be unique for every single trader, and because it's quite draconian right now, I don't want to get this out because of the gripes from my previous experience working with 200 traders on this. I want to get this right, and this bit in the middle is kind of the visual side of it. It says, look, this is how well you are sticking to your own rules, and you're not breaking any stop loss rules, you're not breaking any take profit rules. Same for closed orders, open orders. I may advance on these things, but again, all these things, they're already coded into the software. And all you need to do is actively use it. So you'll be able to see visually your active losses and gains, the equity curve, winners versus losers. This stuff does work. It's just blank because I've reset everything. For this example, and then as you go through, this is legacy stuff now. I'm moving this around at the moment, but this was all kind of designed to work with MetaTrader. You've got here we bring it across slowly so you can see it in action. Let me shrink this a bit. Move this over. So when when it originally started, this you can see this is there is some there is a code base on the MetaTrader side, but this software that you see here is external to MetaTrader. It's something that you got to install on your computer. It only works with Windows, by the way, so it's not Mac supported. But if you had a VPS, that would be the way forward. I would use this. You have this, so this would be something that needs to be configured as well. But these are the asset classes that you trade, and whenever you click on one of these, you can see how it just changed to euro dollar up there, and the same for SP 500. So long as the broker supports the asset classes that you want to work with, and that's the MT4 broker, then you should be fine. This code here, this new order, opens up a window. So this is legacy stuff, and I'm stripping this out. And what it's being replaced by is this button at the moment. So you can see I'm just wiring this stuff up right now. This is a new window that I've generated. So a lot of what you saw on this trade execution side, I've now shifted over to this view. And what you get is this is a quick heads up on the specific instrument that you're looking at. So you can see SP 500. Yeah, I'm okay. Everything's fine. I've got enough risk that I can assign to this asset. So you would set things like the maximum risk per instrument, how much is currently used would be displayed on here, and how much is left. So you can only place a certain amount. And then trade activity is designed to slow you down. So you can see the risk behavior management coming into this. Anyone who's having issues with consistency right now, it's not the strategy that's the issue, it's the process. You don't have a very good process right now, and it could be a playbook, it could be your trade management, your trade execution. Something is missing from your tool set, and this is just another one of those tool sets that gets you closer to where you need to be. Trade activity just effectively says I can trade a maximum of place a maximum of 4 trades every 6 hours. And that's probably too high. If that was me, again, this needs to be settings, and it's hard coded right now. It's in the database, but it's usable. What happens is the idea is that when I click on this trade execution window would open up. You can select whether it's a market order, a pending order, or a limit order. You can set your risk. So let me find I hope that's viewable. You can see here at the moment we're in a market order. If I was to select pending order, these options change here. So you can see this is not quite wired up correctly yet. And you've also got limit orders. So what these allow you to do is that you can select where you want to get in, and it will shift the profit and the stop. You adjust the profit and stop right now, and again, this is all legacy stuff which I'm changing right now. But you can see here, if I adjust my reward, it will go up and down. The profit, the green line, goes up and down, and I can set my stop as well just by that. You can also bring the profit down a little bit so you can see it. You can also adjust them with these buttons. You can use your wheelie mouse. I'm using the wheelie mouse right now, or you've got the ability to go in here and enter something instead. So I could say 14 and it adjusts it that way. So I've made it super duper optional in how you want to operate. And I'm always open to suggestions, by the way, when it comes to these things. And you place a trade like that. So I'm not going to do a limit order because I wanted to demonstrate the workflow side of it. I'm going to go straight into a market execution. So I'm just going to leave the risk low for this example, but I need to get it so that the position size is not too small. You can see here when you got the position size, if I set that to, where are we at, risk, we're at 0.1%. I set it to 1%. Fuck it. Find 1%. 1%. So there, we're at 1%. If I increase my stop loss, just get it all the way out of the way so it doesn't close me down. And I am going to do a buy. Now right now these buttons aren't working because I'm still wiring this new function up. This will vanish eventually and be replaced by this. I click on buy.
Order filled.
And then I'm in the trade, so you can now see got pending orders here and trading. So pending's slightly different. That's the limit orders and the pending order. They start here, and then when they're filled, they come down to here. So this is an active trade right now. I'm going to switch off these. Again, this is leg stuff I don't like. It's optional. You can put it in there if you want to. The other thing about this as well is that if I just find the folder, kill switch, repo, class persist. No, it's not that one. All the snapshots. It takes a snapshot. So this will form part of the journal that you get in the software. So there is a journaling element to this, which I'll come across. I'll cover it in a bit more detail later in another video when it's more appropriate. And then so the next phase is this idea of setting up your take profits as an example. So how does that work? I select the order. You can see here. I go to a new trade instruction, and I can say when the price hits. Now the idea is that I click on this button and I can set it through MetaTrader. But again, I'm still wiring these things up right now, so this is why I've not released this stuff yet. But you can punch it in as well, so we could type in something. So let's have a look at price at the moment. So where are we? Let's say price hits. We'll go with a nice round number. 4009.00. Scale out. You select the scale out percent. So I'm going to go with 60%. Tells me how many lots I'm leaving, and I just click on apply. Again, I got a bit of a bug here right now. Clear the selection. When I do that, you can see it, there is the there's the first instruction. So this one we can see is a scale out. Position size I'm taking is that, and I'm leaving that amount on there. So it's in brackets. It says 60%. Just had to move that across. I wasn't looking at the screen at the time. I can do the same again. So I can go to a new trade instruction. So you can see it's not cleared it out. There's still a few bugs on mine right now. If I go to break even, I want to set it at the 404.009, so the same position. I click on apply. There you go. You can see the next one. So they are order specific. It'll hit this. So when price hits this value, scale me out 60%, and then break even will be the next one. So it does all this automatically. And that's the basics of workflow. In total, I've got a few more that I want to cook into this. But again, I don't want to go into too much detail now, but that's the whole concept. So back to the, where are we? Transition. Here we go. So back to this diagram. Position calculation, trade execution, trade management. That's the bits that I'm working on right now, is fixing all of this. Inside that, there is the behavior management as well, which is the makes up the core of the product that I've got. And this is a tool that I know people who've used it have a lot of benefit from it. So those that aren't consistent in the trading could really, I'd say, benefit from using this software. It's gonna be a while before the software is ready. I'm kind of juggling between workloads right now. I have my commitments during the day, and then it's an evening exercise. Anyone who can code MQL, that's the MetaTrader side, and who knows C# and AWS, maybe Python and C# code, familiar with Lambda, reach out to me by all means, and I'm more than happy to have a discussion about potentially working on this project. Yeah, just to give you a flavour of some of the other material that I've got. What can we use? I had a diagram somewhere. I don't know where that. Here we go. This is one. So this was some marketing material that I originally did. So the kill switch was the original brand, and this is when it was going live. I was marketing it to brokers. That's why we had this stuff up. We were explaining what we were trying to do. It's third-party capital protection, risk and psychology management software. I just showed you some of the stuff that it's capable of doing. Creation of consistent and successful traders. So I've got proof of that, and I've seen it working. Social trading platform. So one of the things in another diagram. Let me find the right one. So this is the software in the middle. So you've got MetaTrader here, and every time an order is placed, the data can be sent to Discord, and I do have examples of that. So if I just fly over to Discord, bring that in, and order activity. So you can see from here there is a social side to this, and again, this is going to be a configurable thing for each operator of the software. So the trader themselves can set up their own Discord channels and create their own signal services out of the software as well. I've started to look at I'll give you a small kind of introduction to a signal service I'm building, just as an example. TradingView allows you to create alerts, and hooking alerts into my cloud platform that I've got. I'm able to produce signals in out of the TradingView alerts that I'm creating. I've also got another algorithm that is the original algorithm, the code that I created, that scans currencies and produces signals to buy and sell. There's also something I'm looking at is commercial hedging macro data, and there's the breaker structure. So I posted some videos on that work that I've been doing on the breaker structure signal that I got. I've coded. That's a TradingView thing, and so far I've generated a very simple alert which takes futures data from EU, Dixie, any currency, correlates that information together, and produces a work based on 3 different time scales. So over here on the alerts, this is something a proof of concept I've worked on right now. I'm able to produce alerts like this, look like this. Eventually, I'm going to hook all of that data together. So the directional bias I'm producing with the break of structures, all the other algos and scanners that I've got to produce signals that can hook into the software itself. So that was another area that I'm focused on as well. But all this code is already generated. This is stuff which is live and active. Whenever you place a trade through the software, it goes through all of these things. As an example, there's also the risk management side as well. So we've got profiles on this side, the risk, the behavior management. It goes through all of this structure. This is all coded. This is all in the cloud already. And the idea is that this will come down to the local installation and be more configurable for the trader. At the moment, like I say, it's a bit hard coded. It's in a database right now, and it's too draconian. That was the output that come from all the work that I did with those 200 traders. It pissed people off, and I want to make it a tool that adds value, doesn't take value away. And I felt like it was taking too much away from the trader, and people just stopped using it because of that. But yeah, that's the software. Anyone that wants to use it, or get their hands on it, I think right now it's better that you bear with me until I get all these first changes done, and it means that I can start to bolt in all these other features later on. But I need time to fix these changes. But I am in kind of the process of doing that right now, and that's where I am, and that's the software. So I hope that was interesting, and let me know your feedback, because there's so many things that I've got in Trello on this side, things that I've captured, requests, ideas, and anything's really possible so long as it can be decoded. But I'm making it a tool set right now.